Welcome to Astoria, Oregon, and the Astoria Brewing Company. So we're going to cut her loose, secure the deck, and we're going to kick this fishing trip off right now. Now, I don't want to take too much of the speaker's times up, so I'm going to make the introductions short. Now, let's respect the courage it takes to get up on stage here and share a little bit of yourself. And if you listen, you might just hear something that really hits you right here deep inside. But by all means, have a good time. We got all sorts of food and drink here, and we're going to have a great time tonight. So with no further ado, these next two gentlemen, I don't believe really even need an introduction. Two of the godfathers of this fine event, Jay Speakman and Jon Broderick. So let's do her.
This is where it started 22 years ago, right here. It didn't quite look like this. And we couldn't, well, I don't know if we could have imagined it or not, but it's so good to see you guys here tonight. Thanks for coming.
So I was once a seiner, did a little in Southeast, I did a season down there, and I did a season in Lower Cook Inlet. So I got to see what that was all about. So I stole a tune and wrote a seining song, and you'll recognize it.
You can sing along. It doesn't take long to learn these words.
I guess we could dedicate this to Ron, too. Ron McDaniel. A fisherman was anchored up one dark and stormy day. He'd taken refuge from the storm at the head of Lonesome Bay. He started drinking coffee 'cause he'd been there all day long. Called that stuff the devil's brew 'cause he'd been there all day long. He stepped on deck to relieve himself and was standing at the rail. He happened to glance skyward as the storm above him wailed. When all at once the heavens opened and right before his eyes he saw a ghostly seine boat come roaring across the sky. Skiffy-I-O, Skiffy-I-A. You can join in. Ghost seiners in the sky. The lonely fisherman rubbed his eyes with shock and disbelief as a school of ghostly salmon now appeared out in the east. The ghost skipper manned the flybridge, his crew stood by the net. Skiff man jumped aboard his skiff. They commenced to make their set. And when the skiff had pulled away and the net was running fair, that ghost skipper hollered out to him, "Hey, you down there, we seem to be short-handed here. Why don't you join our crew? We're rounding up the devil's fish, and we could use a man like you." Skiffy-I-O, Skiffy-I-A. Ghost seiners in the sky. The storm that swirled around him now raged on inside his head. He'd never been approached before by someone who was dead. To say he wasn't tempted by the offer would be a lie. He considered throwing in with them, but he didn't want to die. The coffee'd made him crazy. He cursed the devil's brew. Though he didn't want to face it now, he knew what he had to do. The only way to save himself was to leave that lonesome bay. As he drove his boat into the storm, he thought he heard them say,
Last chance.
Skippy-I-O, Skippy-I-A. Ghost sailors in the sky. Ghost sailors in the sky. Yeah! Hit him out! Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, we stole another tune from the Cowboys. I'm so thrilled to see my friends from Nushagak here, and a lot of us from the Bay, and a lot of us who spent a lot of time in the mud. So the last 30 years I've been making most of my living in Bristol Bay as a set netter. And like my son Perry said, this is not what the girls think of when they think I'm a fisherman in Alaska. So if you know this one, you might have sung at Nushagak Beach once upon a time. You can join us. Oh, it doesn't take any. You'll know it quickly, too. See if I can remember how it goes. Well, I grew up in Ballard and I studied at the U. Summers I went sailing with my dad's southeastern crew. I got tired of all them humpies, tired of fishing with my paw. So I signed on a pull in Bristol Bay, and here's what I saw. I saw miles and miles of mud flats, all them sockeyes swimming by. I saw miles and miles of mud flats, gonna stay here till I die. Go ahead, Jay. Well, down in old Seattle in the harbor one Friday night, met a dark-haired beauty. She ran a set net sight. We shared a glass of Pinot and we ate our oysters raw. I looked deep into her eyes and this is what I saw. I saw miles and miles of mud flats, all them sockeyes swimming by. I saw miles and miles of mud flats, gonna stay here till I die. Some more mud flats there. Well, set netting was easy, you just keep your set net wet. Keep rolling gear, keep picking fish, get all that you can get. I thought I was a high liner, yeah, I thought I'd kill them all. But I fell asleep as the tide went out. When I woke, here's what I saw. I saw miles and miles of mud flats, all them sockeyes swimming by. I saw miles and miles of mud flats, gonna stay here till I die. Hey, good job.
Wow, we're only 5 minutes into this. All right, well, here we go. So we debated about what else to do here tonight because we got lots of choices now. You know, John and I have been doing this quite a while, and every year we each write a new song, so they kind of tend to build up. You know, we got a few. So anyway, but we thought we'd do the new one that I wrote this year. That was kind of a funny one, and we got a good rise out of people last night, so I thought we'd do it again. So if you've heard it before, well, so be it. Anyway, this is called The Fishing Fool. And we've all known people like this, but anyway, usually it catches up to them eventually. Okay, here we go. Well, I'm a badass hombre from out in the county. I grew up living on nature's bounty. Everybody knows I'm a fishing fool. I like to play by my own rules. Fish cops hound me night and day. I ain't never gonna change my ways. I still got a few tricks up my sleeve, and I'm one trick ahead of the law. Now we're trolling off the Cape at the break of day. Season closed here yesterday. Hey, what's that fast boat coming this way? Citation, citation, oh judge, pardon me for this violation. I'm never, ever, ever gonna cheat again. Slip that ling to me, bang. Well, we're changing the oil on the old Patriot's Plaid. Pump that oil right over the side. Hey, whoa, that slick's gonna be hard to hide. Citation, citation, oh judge, pardon me for this violation. I'm never, ever, ever gonna cheat again. Pump that bilge, will you, Willie? Well, we found a string of pots on the 40-fathom line. We're running the gear, but these pots aren't mine. No worries, boys, I do this all the time. Citation, citation, oh judge, pardon me for this violation. I'm never, ever, ever gonna cheat again. Gaff that buoy for me, Louie. Now we're sneaking up the inlet in the dark of night. We're gonna make a little set, we're gonna do it upright. Hey, wait a minute, Johnny. Kill that light. Busted again. Oh, citation, citation. Oh, judge, pardon me for this violation. I'm never, ever, ever gonna cheat again. Slip them reds to me, Fred. Well, we're dragging hard bottom with the roller gear. Shrimping's great, but it's the wrong time of year. I know what I'm doing, boys, have no fear. Citation, citation, oh judge, pardon me for this violation. I'm never, ever, ever gonna cheat again. Slip them prawns to me, John. Now we're slamming the halibut. Payments due. I ain't got no IFQ. Better call my uncle, he'll know what to do. Citation, citation, the judge just sent me on a long vacation. FCI Sheridan, cell block 3, felony conviction. Well, I'm a badass hombre from out in the county. Grew up living on nature's bounty. Everybody knows I'm a fishing fool. Yeah, I play by my own rules. Fish cops hounded me night and day. I wasn't ever gonna change my ways. I pulled a few tricks, but I never could escape from the long arm of the law. I pulled a few tricks, but I couldn't escape from the long arm of the law. Thank you. Lock him up. Lock him up. No, let's go.
One more?
Call it good. Oh, you want to do one more?
We got time.
Yeah, okay.
Put something that naked day in there?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, go for it.
We got a little restart, so we're going to sneak one more in, although it's, we're only looking for Danny for permission, but it looks like we might have it. The reason I'll give this one is because my boys are here, and Elma and our crew and the Ushagak folks are there. We've got a July 7th festival that we call it Set Net Naked Day. We spend all of our time fishing in our chest waders, and because we spent a lot of time in mud and in and out of boats and so forth and so on. And so after about a month of that, there's nothing you want more than to peel those guys off. And so a number of years ago on July 7th, we declared that Set Net Naked Day. And its participation is not mandatory, but it's catching on. And I am so proud of my boys and continue to be and always will be. But when they came back from delivering to Gentleman Ron Jolin on the Fayette, some of you may know Ron, a more straight shooting guy you'll never know, but he hadn't heard of Setting That Naked Day. When Henry and Max pulled up to the tender wearing their permit cards and stepped on board and delivered fish like it was like it was normal. And of course it was, because it was Setting That Naked Day. Are we in D minor, I think, right? Am I in the right? Yeah. Middle of June, they pull their waders on. Now July 4th has come and gone. From dawn to dusk, dusk to dawn, they swelter or they freeze. They wear lots of poly where the sun don't go. They button up their hellies when she starts to blow. But it's Bristol Bay, not the Costa del Sol, till the 7th of July. It's not very pretty, it's a little risque. It looks a little like a painting by Wartman. But the fish are naked, so are they on Set That Naked Day. You don't shed your shirt, don't go halfway, just gloves and cap for the expose. You might keep the women and the children away on Set That Naked Day. Just remember when you're fishing there, wear sunscreen, pick fish with care. Don't let your gear get tangled there on Set That Naked Day. It's not very pretty, it's a little risque. It looks a little like a painting by Wartman. But the fish are naked, so are they on Set That Naked Day. You don't shed your shirt, don't go halfway, just gloves and cap for the expose. You might keep the women and the children away on Set That Naked Day. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everybody for coming.